Well, how's it going, Ram Nation and Ramley? Welcome to another edition of RamSports.net Ram Talk. We're here with Director of Athletics Advancement and Head Coach of Women's Soccer, Josh Gibbs. Josh, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you guys?
We're pretty good. I guess I'll speak for Cameron. We're pretty good.
I'm good as well.
Josh has worked 12 seasons. I guess just finished his 13th season here at Texas Wesleyan.
14.
As the 14th, sorry, 14th.
Yeah.
14th season, wow.
Yeah.
Season vet.
Getting up there.
He was named Sooner Athletic Coach of the Year in 2018 as he led the Lady Rams to a regular season championship. In his 14 seasons, he's racked up a ton of wins. He's now ranked 23rd among NAIA active coaches. Is that right, Josh?
I think so. I guess. I don't know.
He has coached 61 all-conference players and 8 conference players of the year. He has coached 15 NAIA scholar athletes and now 6 NAIA All-Americans. So I think this is day 39 without Texas Wesleyan Athletics sporting events. What is your opinion on athletics and how it will look when we try to resume our normal sports lives?
I think that's a really good question. And I know that my pay grade says I don't know. I don't know if anybody really knows, but I believe that athletics is going to be kind of the engine that drives things coming back to normal. Getting to see sports, and I think there's a comfort in that. There's a comfort in getting to watch a Cowboy game. I find it really funny when I pull up the ESPN app. It's just funny because they're stretching, and they have to. But I think from an institution standpoint, we're going to be huge to bringing everything back. I feel like we're going to be the driving force and a vital piece to getting things going. Just because we'll have to hit the ground running, especially fall sports. We'll have to hit the ground running and get going. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about women's soccer specifically. So, what type of culture do you try to build at Texas Wesleyan in the women's soccer program?
I think everybody kind of answers that question winning, and I want a winning culture, but I don't know what that means because every team is different. I find that the teams that we've had that have had success are incredibly honest with each other. They positively sometimes with reinforcing people's feelings and stuff like that, but also when you have to tell the hard truth to somebody that they're not getting the job done, and those teams that take that honesty and kind of run with it have been huge. But winning seems like a cop-out answer, but we've said this in our program for a while now that winning is a byproduct of doing things the right way. So you continue to do things the way they're supposed to be done, then winning kind of comes with that. So I would say that a culture of accountability and honesty, you can go a long way with that, and those are big steps towards winning.
Yeah, and I think we see that Cameron and I when we were sitting on the sidelines listening to you coach. It's really there's no I guess BS, right? You get right to it, and I think you're an honest person, and your transparency, I think it connects with student athletes in a way that's really awesome.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, so talk us through the process of getting a student athlete. So from like first contact to the classroom and on the field. Like, what is your process of how to get a recruit to Texas Wesleyan?
Well, I think I remember how it used to go. Now it's recruiting is a completely different animal now, and it's a little crazy. full of a lot of trust on both sides. But
Mm.
usually what we'll do is we're either contacted by someone or we identify them at a showcase or in their league play. We get out to see them play and try to look at soccer now. The information is so readily available that you can find out everything about a kid from an academic and athletic standpoint in 5 minutes. Maybe a call to a club coach. They send you their little info sheet. And if they're a good fit athletically from what we see, and they're a good fit academically, we have to get them on campus. The first thing we have to do is get them on campus, get them in the room, meet them, get to know them, and kind of how they are, what their personality's like, and see if they'll be a fit with the team. Because if you're a good player, it doesn't really mean you're a fit for our team. Back to that culture, and I don't really like the term ramily, but it fits. This is our little family, and if you're kind of an outlier, it just doesn't work. So it doesn't matter if you're good. You have to fit what we do. When I get a good feel for that, we have them apply, do what they're going to qualify for academically, and then we come in with athletic money if we feel that they have earned an athletic scholarship, and try to get it going as quickly as possible from then.
Okay. So what? Let's talk about you for just a second. Why do you coach at Texas Wesleyan? What makes you keep coming back year after year? Because I know there are openings everywhere, and
Sure.
but you've stayed. This is now your 14th year. You're going into your 15th year, I guess. What makes you keep coming back every year?
The people. I know that's kind of a sad, sappy answer, like a sweetheart answer, but it's the truth. The people I get to work with every day, you guys, our office is such a unique place, and I listen to my friends talk about their jobs and what they do every day, and I just kind of sit there. I don't want to burst their bubble and say, "Wow, that doesn't sound like fun. My job's awesome." And it's a university that we can be proud of. I don't feel like I'm selling any kid a bag of goods if they want to come to Texas Wesleyan to play soccer. That they're going to get a degree from a great university, and ultimately, my kids, my girls, our team. We talk about it being a unique scenario or a unique situation, that we're a different team. People that you wouldn't see as friends out in the real world are very close friends in our team, and I just love it. I just love them and the environment that we have, and I don't think I created it, and I don't think I create our culture. I have what I think I would want, but they create the culture. I mean, I tell them all the time, it's their program. I get to coach it. Their team. So I just think of the types of kids that we have, and the people that I work with every day, and that from the top down. I mean, one of my first conversations with President Slaybach, I called him President Slaybach, and he said, "Just call me Fred." And he's not just saying that; it's not lip service. He's that guy, and everybody. It's just a unique place in the best possible way.
All right, so your assistant coach, Katy Ball, is an alum and is a alum of the women's soccer program. Kind of a role player, didn't talk much, did her job, was great, a great long range passer, could pinpoint a very long pass from midfield. I've seen her do it many, many times. Describe her personality and her strongest state. Describe her personalities and her strongest traits and what she can bring to the table.
Sure. Katy is, she's just a little ray of sunshine. She's always positive, always smiling and happy. And having an assistant that played for you can be huge when dealing with players. Because if I say, I'm only being hard on you because I know that you can be better, and I know that you are better and are capable of doing this, maybe doesn't really hit home. But if Katy can walk over, put an arm around somebody and go, look, same thing happened to me. Trust it, because he's right. There's a relatability there that, I used to be one of you, and that's a unique thing. So, just her positive vibe, her willingness. Anytime you say, hey, we need this, we need that, let's do this. She's better than I was as an assistant when it comes to that. I think I had I think I probably pouted a bunch when I had to go do stuff, and it was because it was stuff that sucked. And Katy doesn't care. She'll just, whatever we need. And she's there for the players all the time. And I'm just really excited to have Katy around.
I can imagine that's a huge asset. And I think we see that a lot from Texas Wesleyan student athletes who join the workforce. They're ready and willing to do whatever it takes to grow and to learn and to get that experience.
Yeah.
Coach, you've got an assistant in Katy, as we were talking about, and both of you remember your playing days. I'm sure that she misses the game, or it might be frustrating, right, for her to be on the sidelines. And I know that's why you stay close to the game, and sometimes you just kind of want to get out there and play. And so you get to share in that with your assistant. But outside of not getting to actually be out there and playing like you used to, what drives you crazy on the sideline? What makes you throw the chair, Coach?
Well, I think I've kicked the chair. I don't like to throw it.
You've definitely thrown it.
I think something that we're just seeing culturally, actually, that reflects in athletics. There is the whataboutisms that are out there when you say, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And they say, well, what about her? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you. I need you to do this job. It's that lack of accountability that just, that I'm pretty lucky. Our team's pretty accountable individually. And I think as a team, we're pretty forthright and honest with I screwed up. But occasionally you do see trying to see an increase of parents sending their emails for their first contact email. My daughter plays here. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, you're months away from a year away from your kid playing a sport and managing their life in college, and your mom or dad is sending the email. I know they're just trying to help, but it's just I don't know what it is, but it kind of baffles me. Just an overall lack of accountability, or someone else will do it. Not enough take charge, I guess.
Would you say that that's one of the most rewarding parts of being a coach, is watching a player go from a lack of accountability or lack of maturity from the start of your program to that maturity and accountability by the time you're walking them to midfield for senior day?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the real rewarding things. I think at the top is watching them walk in to the auditorium for graduation, because I don't stay for graduation. I meet them and talk with them outside as they line up, and I let them go in because I feel job is done, and I can avoid parents going, thank you. No, the kid did the job, and watching them walk in is a special moment. But I also think when the light comes on, whether it be a skill or something tactical that we're working on, whatever it is, or that maturity, it makes me think of Amber Leachman a lot. She didn't really play as a freshman, played a little as a sophomore, didn't play a ton as a junior. And her senior year, we win the conference championship, and she's the conference defensive player of the year. So maybe I didn't know what I was doing for 3 years. I don't know. But she showed up every day. She never complained. She worked really hard. And I don't know if I can think of somebody that got a better payoff. She really invested in this program, and those are just the things that I get to take with me forever. That's pretty awesome.
What is it about women's soccer? What is it about, the sport, the brand that, that keeps your attention, that gets you excited? And if you could switch with anybody else, would it be Sweetser in men's soccer, or would it be a completely different sport? Would you like to try your hand and succeed and fail in another part of athletics?
Well, I think on the women's side, they don't dive nearly as much, because that kills me. And I think a lot of times I know I was this way, so I feel comfortable saying it. The men's side, the players tend to show up and go, "Watch what I know." The women show up and go, "What are you going to teach me today?" Because I was young and stupid, male soccer player, and that's, hey, I already know. And I don't really see that from the women's side. It's more open conversations, and I think I get to coach more on the women's side, actually do my job. I did coach the men for 3 years when I first took the job. Loved it. I love men's soccer, played it. I just think that there's a little bit more, the game is faster on the men's side. It is more physical. There are things you can and can't do on either side tactically that may work in the men's game and don't work in the women's game, and vice versa. I just kind of appreciate that side of the women's side of soccer. But as far as switching with somebody, I don't think I'd go with Cole. I think I'd love to sit in and watch how everybody manages their team, and I'd say just about everybody. But what Sean and Bobby have built in men's golf and what Brennan has built with men's basketball, I'd love to be around it for a week, because I think they probably operate differently and have had massive success on both sides. And I just like to see, pull back the curtain a little bit and see how all the widgets work and get a peek into that culture. I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Josh, do you have a favorite memory from your playing days? I know you were an NAI All-American. Talk about one of your favorite memories from those days.
What's funny is I still miss it. I still miss playing. But the older I get, the favorite things are less and less of a game or what happened in a game, but more of being on a team. That's kind of what I miss: the camaraderie, the silly things, and the different quirks that a guy would, you could be at a Jason's Deli, and if you put ketchup anywhere near some guy, he'd freak out. Just the little things like that. The part of being a team, I think, is what I miss the most. One of my favorite things when we played Fort Lewis, and I believe it was the year. I believe that year they'd either won the national championship the year prior or won when the year that we played them. We went there. We were warming up, and there were clouds going by below us down this cliff. I mean, it's way up there. And right as kickoff started, they dropped a sign, and it said, "Texas who?" And I remember thinking that was just really funny. Like, right as we started, it was this gigantic sign that the fans put out. I thought, that's really funny. I really thought it was funny. And then watching us deal with the altitude, stuff like that, I think we still tried to play the way we want to play in Texas, but it was raining and kind of sleeting, and we're banging the ball around and chasing it, and people were just dying in the first 15 minutes. It's things like that, the stuff, the bus stories, the stopping in at restaurants, that sort of thing. Funny things from practice.
All right, you emailed me this a couple weeks ago, and I thought we'd play this game with you today.
Okay.
You're quarantined with 3 other Texas Wesleyan faculty or staff. Who are they?
Okay. Ooh. Well, Eddie Rodriguez, because the guy could fix anything that goes wrong. I feel like he could build a fire out of a vacuum cleaner motor and some crazy stuff like that. I don't know. That's a really good question. So we got Eddie. There's one, so we need two more. Maybe Ray Bedford, in case we're under attack.
Yeah.
So we've got somebody. We've got basically. I want to render myself useless based on this list that I'm making.
Typical
so we've got Eddie.
Strategizing.
That's right. I'm building a human shield in front of me, and then Ray. Just in case anybody wants to come and steal my toilet paper, we got Ray. And then I don't know. Let's go with Dr. Campbell, Stacia Campbell, because I feel like I could talk to her forever. So maybe she could. I don't know. She's one of the smartest people I know, so I could just ask her if she knew weird topics. If that's the case, then it might be Kevin Milliken too, because I'd love to hear. That guy can give you statistics from things and stuff that he read 12 years ago. It's really impressive. So I think that'd be my little group.
All right, cool. You can so you can only watch one show, binge it for the rest of your life. What show is it?
Well, I'm really impressed with Ozark, but if I have to watch that forever, I don't think I could handle it. It's dark. And just that's all I get to watch. That would start to beat me after a while. Or maybe make me appreciate my life a little bit more, where it's like, well, at least everybody's not trying to kill me like Marty Berg. So that's good. Probably Seinfeld. That's easy. There's a lot of it. My wife would probably say Friends, and I guess I'd start reading a lot more if that was the case. We go back and forth all the time, where if she's watching it, I'll walk in and go, oh, is this the one where Chandler's sarcastic and Monica's a little bit uptight and Rachel doesn't know what's going on in life and Ross seems worried and brokenhearted and Phoebe's kind of dumb, Joey's kind of dumb? This one's my favorite. Yeah, she gets kind of upset.
Well, those are both pretty solid choices anyway. I think if you had to watch it every day, you'd probably grow on you. I'm not a huge Friends fan, but it's all right.
After a while, yeah. She just.
All right. What was your favorite subject growing up in school?
History, big history. My dad made it unavoidable. I think he always had to tell me the story behind something. And then I was really lucky. I think I had 4 courses with Dr. Alexander, and she's awesome. She painted a picture better than just about anybody I've been around. I found myself not taking notes and just listening to her and retaining way more information.
Cool. So you talked about your wife. Your wife is much more blank than you are. Fill in the blank.
Everything. She's just at her core a better person all the way around. I mean, I think she's a better partner than me. She's just better, I think is the best way to say it. I can't think of a single. Maybe I'm better at impressions. Maybe she's not very good. But I mean, she is an incredible human being at the top of it. But then mom, wife. I mean, she's phenomenal. So the answer is everything. She's better at everything than me.
Awesome. Who's your hero?
I don't know. You go through it in life where you have a bunch of them. Like if you ask me when I was 12, it's Michael Jordan. No question. But I think honestly, my parents, and that seems like a cop-out, but they've been married 49 years this summer. They still never seen them fight. They have the playbook of how to do this thing. So their balance on different things is pretty impressive. How they complement each other, and then also take the rough edges off the other one with they can buff it out, I think. So yeah, I would say my parents.
Yeah, I hear you talk about them a lot in the office, and you share stories with me about experiences that you learned and lessons that you've learned from them. So yeah, I mean, even just listening to you, I can tell they're great people. And congratulations for 49 years. Hopefully, they can get a
Yeah,
lot more.
pretty crazy.
Last question, Josh. How can a recruit get a hold of you? What's the best way to contact you?
I would say, I've seen a lot of coaches don't have their cell phone number in their email signature. You just don't want people to call you, then you're in the wrong business. I think it's pretty simple. The way you guys have the website set up is awesome. If somebody was really interested in Texas Wesleyan, you can go online, you find the coach. I think just below our name and description is the phone number and our email address. So, and then we also have the staff directory. Just make contact. Email, phone call, text. Some kids have reached out on social media. Send a smoke signal, whatever it is. If we're where you want to be, and get a hold of us.
Well, you heard it right from Josh. Go to ramsports.net. Go to sports, click on women's soccer, go to coaching staff, and he's right there. There's at least two ways to contact him there. You can follow women's soccer on social media. Just search for them, find them there. Follow us on ramsports.net. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at ramsports. Josh, thanks again so much for stopping by, talking with us. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you guys.
All right. We'll see you later, Ram Nation.